Well, how do you do? It is Monday afternoon, February 2nd. We're moving on to the next stage, which now is to start cleaning up some of this framing, make it nice and tight or whatever, more like it should be. You see here on top of this wall, they framed the wall up underneath the ceiling. So what we're doing here now, I've dug out all of the plaster that was on top of the wall. And we're going to make the framing go wood to wood instead of wood to plaster to wood. So what I did is I made this piece. I dug all the plaster out of that space right there. And measured it, and that's roughly 7/8 of an inch tall. So I ripped a piece out of a 2x4. And I made it like 3 1/4, so I'm not going to be fighting the back side of that plaster. And 7/8 thick. And we're going to put that in there now, fasten it to that top plate, and then fasten through the two plates into the joists. We're going to come up through these plates. You see the joist, there's space underneath. I've got some 3-inch screws, so we're going to come up from the bottom into these joists, maybe toenail down from the joists into the top plate. But anyway, we're going to fasten these together like they should be. All right, so that's our next step there right now. Bye. Okay, well, we're making some progress. You see, we got that piece up there. And that's all tied together. It's all fastened together. The joists are attached to the top of the wall finally, like it should be. This one was much harder. The plaster on this one was bound in there much harder than the other, much tighter than, just a different situation. So this probably took an hour and a half to get all this stuff out of here. There it is. All over me in the floor. So now we got to go make a filler piece to go in here. Rip a stud to the right thickness. Come up here, and also you notice the studs don't hit the plate either, so I think the first thing to do is drive some shingles in there and fasten those from the top down before I cover the top of that 2x4. Make it nice and tight, and then put the piece on top. Fasten the joist to the wall, and then we're ready to go. The only other thing I'm going to do here, I think, is put some blocks below this. Because everywhere other room in this house has crown mold on the ceiling. And if you notice where the double plates are, normally is where your crown mold fastens when you nail it, especially the bottom nails. Well, this only having one plate, there probably won't be anything behind that piece of crown mold to nail into. So I think I'm going to put a 2x4 block underneath this top plate in every bay, in every stud bay, and I'll do it back here too. It's a bit of extra work, but it's worth it doing it now while the wall's all open, and then I got some place to fasten the crown mold when I get around to doing that. All right, anyway, so we're making progress. Talk to you later. Hello again. It's Friday afternoon, around 4 o'clock. I think today's the 5th. And I'll show you a little progress that's been made here. We're making slow progress. It doesn't show much. It's not the kind of progress that shows you a big difference. But it all needs to get done, and the stuff that I'm doing just facilitates stuff later on, I guess. You notice the bottom of the wall is all cleaned. Remember that they built this wall on top of the old floor, so there was about a 1.5 inch piece of floor sticking out, linoleum and everything. So I got one of those oscillating tools and cut that off. Cut this side off. Same thing was sticking out here. Put the blocks up underneath the top plate. Did the same there. Put the blocks underneath and put a piece that you see, the long piece going across the top of the wall that sticks into the opening. That wasn't there, so now I can nail the sheetrock there where it meets the wall, the ceiling part of the sheetrock there where it meets the wall. That's, backing. Made that strong back. That goes, these 2x4s are, I think they're more than 12 feet long, or around 12 feet long, and that's way longer span than anybody would use today for a 2x4. So they're kind of springy. When you put that strong back there, you know, it goes wall to wall. You fasten a piece on top of the 2x4s, and then you put the pieces of plywood or any other kind of, you know, material up the side like that. It basically, the walls help hold up the center of the joists. So it makes them really solid, even though they're undersized. That's just the type of construction that was done in 1950 when this house was built. But anyway, we got past a bunch of those. See, that corner's done too. I got the backing for the wall on the old material, the end of the wall on the old material there. So it's got the piece sticking out there, so you got something to fasten the end of that sheetrock to. That was not there before. Remember, there was a window there. That's gone. Today I've spent most of the day, believe it or not, removing this old plumbing that was in this wall so I could fix the framing there. I mean, there was a piece of a stud that didn't go all the way up to the bottom of the window. Where's the bottom? There it is. With this light, that's kind of difficult here. Sorry about that. But anyway, it's taken me most of the day between getting the plumbing actually out of the way, and then underneath this is a crawl space that was stacked full of a variety of things, Christmas stuff and records and what have you. Not music records, document records. So, like I said, it's been the majority of the day so far getting to this point. And I got a little more to do. These two boards here you see that go almost to the wall. Going to replace those. That's what I'm working on right now, and put the stud back there between that one and that one. There should be one there in the middle. So that's what we're working on right now. Thought I'd give you a little update, and so you can see where we're going. I'll film this one more time when it's all finished all together. Talk to you later. Bye. Hello. Well, we've been doing other stuff for the last few days. Weekend came along, we had birthdays, all that kind of good stuff. We've been doing tax preparation because it's February. We're trying to get ready for tax time. But anyway, I thought I'd show you where we ended up last Friday, I think. Maybe Saturday. Floor's all back together here where we were removing the plumbing the last time you were around. Put a couple of studs up underneath the window. So it's, you know, like normal 16-inch centers starting from the wall. And we got good material there. And I'll go downstairs and show you in a minute. Must have spent about 3 hours underneath the house because all this stuff goes through these cracks. When you're doing the demo, you wouldn't believe how much stuff goes through the floor and ends up underneath. So we spent some time there too, and I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, we're about ready here now to start putting in mechanical stuff. You know, wiring, plumbing, all that good trick stuff. Got to confirm the fixtures we're going to use because that tells us where everything needs to go. Get going on a cabinet design that goes on this wall. Again, tells us where everything needs to go, and we'll move on from there. And I'll show you the underneath in a minute. Bye. Okay, so here's the bottom side of that room we were just in. There's the window we were looking at. Okay, so anyway. So here's the bottom side, like I said, all that floor and everything. You see there's a lot of activity going on here between plumbing and wiring. All this is going to get kind of done over. We got shelves here for storage that you noticed is all cleaned out. And there was also stuff standing up over here. I don't know if I showed you anything before. There was a kind of a temporary table that's used to extend the table upstairs when we have a big group here. All that stuff had to get taken out, and then the floor all got vacuumed. I mean, there must have been, I don't know, a nice little sack of debris that went through the floor and ended up down here. So now this is all ready. So the sink is going to end up going up this wall right here. the lavy sink, and the shower will remain pretty much right there where it is now. It's going to move only a tiny little bit. Toilet will go back there, I think, basically in the same place it was before. But all this stuff is kind of Mickey Mouse. It's all going to get done over. That, you see those two copper pipes going up right there? That's what used to be laundry in that pantry wall. No longer of any use. We'll use one of those as a vent. The other one will go away completely. That goes across right over here now. Ties into this cast iron. The cast iron won't be here anymore either. It's going to get rerouted. So it'll be coming all along this wall. Anyway, we'll show you that when we get into it. See you later. Bye.